Hey, hey, hey. Hi, buddy. How are you? Let's talk about flow. Flow. It's that moment, right, when you lose track of time and you're just in the now. You're not thinking about the future. You're not thinking about the past. So I have been thinking a lot about flow lately. And I'm currently in a sort of forced flow state right now. So I'm going to try to unpack and try to explain this little journey that I've been on. A lot of things in my life have changed. The way that I used to do things doesn't work anymore because of disability and life changes and that sort of thing. So I've been forced to look at my relationship with accomplishment in a lot of different ways. In the past, using to-do lists was sort of my go-to and a big part of my process and getting things done. And there definitely was still things that lacked, and over the last year, it has just become painfully apparent that shit ain't working no more. So, I've been looking at flow states and how to get myself in the flow of things and ways to deal with getting shit done that isn't like this list of things. Because what happens is that I just ignore them. If I make a big list and I plan out all the things that I'm going to do, it doesn't work for me. As an autistic person with ADHD who also is very much improv is my love language, I guess. Is that even a thing? It doesn't work. And scheduling things, it just means that I'm going to learn to ignore them. So I've been studying flow state, thinking about what that means for me, and looking at different ways of using timers. This is a big thing. I think it's called the Pomodoro method, where you set a 25-minute timer and then a 5-minute timer. And so using this app called Multitimer, I've created these sort of flow cycles. Hold on, let me show you. Okay, so you can see at the top, going clockwise, it is sort of a clock of timers. Shut up, Max. So I've got a 30-minute timer for food, a 20-minute timer for journaling, 20-minute timer for doing admin stuff, and then 20-minute timer for cleaning up. 10-minute timer for just checking my inbox. And then I have this chill thing. And this, I kind of go through this clockwise in the morning and counterclockwise in the evening. And then sort of similar, this is my workflow, flow of timers. And you can see there's a clock going on right now. That is the OBS flow timer. And so the way that I've been using these is interesting, and it's been evolving and growing over the last couple weeks. But the timer does a lot of cool things to my brain that keeps me from getting distracted and keeps me in the flow of whatever it is that I'm doing. And so I use OBS to make a lot of teaching videos and stuff, and I have fallen back at the same time. I have updated my studio and the way that I do things, and I'm sort of out of practice. And so I've been avoiding doing it for a while. Whereas now, I have set a timer for an hour, and I have no real goal other than to just sit here with the microphone for an hour and do some live editing videos. And probably the first few videos are going to be kind of meta. I might be making videos about making videos. But the point is to just make. I have been journaling for the first time in a couple years, twice a day, and that is it started off very meta, just writing about writing, and it's starting to veer off into other things. This is how I wrote a book a couple years ago. I just after coffee every day wrote something, and eventually what I wrote started becoming this cohesive thing. But I can't write a book if I don't know how I write. I can't make a podcast, which is sort of one of my big ultimate goals, a certain kind of podcast, unless I know how I create in that way. So the first step is just to do it, right? Is just to, if I sit and think about writing something good, I'm not going to write anything. Whereas if I just write shit to poop-a-loo-to-do, I just wrote more than the guy who just sat there thinking about writing. Thus I win. And I will write something, and I will go into it with this sort of mantra of mine, which is just make something terrible. Just assume it's going to be bad and just do it anyway. Oftentimes it ends up not being bad, but if you really want to get to the end, just assume that it's going to be terrible. You won't be happy with the result. But the result is not the result. Finishing the thing is the result. Because in order to finish something good, you have to fucking finish it. And in order to finish something, you got to know how you finish things. What are the processes? So it starts off by just going through it. Anyway, that's it for this one. I hope you have a badass day, and I love you.